Okay, so we have a weed eater here. It's a Troy-Bilt weed eater, and it's a 4-cycle or 4-stroke, whatever you want to call it, which means that it takes regular gasoline instead of 2-cycle gasoline where it's got a fuel and oil mixture. And the easiest way to figure this out is you're going to have a cap back here that holds oil. The other way is probably in somewhere it's going to say, right here it says no mixing fuel. So we're going to try to start this up. He says that it won't rev up. So it sounds like it needs an adjustment. The problem is there's no adjustments on this carburetor. Okay, so it's definitely starving for fuel. So if there was an adjustment on this, I would certainly make the adjustment. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is remove the spark plug. And we're going to check down in the cylinder to see if there's any scoring, which with this being a regular gasoline, it's unlikely there's going to be any scoring, because it's hard to run the wrong gas in this. If you put 2-cycle gas in it, the only thing that's going to happen is carbon everything up really bad. You might have a bad spark plug, but it won't hurt the engine at all. If you run regular gas in it, well, of course that's what it's supposed to use. Okay, so I got the endoscope. I'm going to put the endoscope down the spark plug hole. We'll move the piston back. And yeah, this looks like a good cylinder wall right there. I don't see any wear marks or scoring. Now, most of the time when I stick this endoscope down in there, you'll see a hole right here on the cylinder wall for the exhaust. You don't see that here because this has valves. So you have an exhaust valve, which is up on the top of the engine, and you have an intake valve. Okay, so we'll take off the air filter cover. We got a couple torque screws here that we're going to take out. Now this carburetor is going to look just like a 4-cycle carburetor, or excuse me, 2-cycle carburetor. So there's not much design difference or differences in the way it looks. I always caution people when they buy this, don't confuse your machines. So it has a crank case vent tube just like it would on a lawnmower. We've got our throttle here that we're going to remove. Maybe I need to take these 2 screws out. It looks like that's a possibility. Let's look at the new carburetor and see if that plastic piece comes on it. Yep. Okay, so we're going to change out the hoses while we're here. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a little tip here. Okay, so we'll pull out this black hose. Probably need to take the fuel filter off. And then we'll take this blue one out. Okay, now we'll take that tip that I made. We're going to poke it into this hole. Try to do it so you can see it. And then we can take our tools here and we can pull it through. I'll put some WD-40 on this so it loosens it up a little. Makes it a little bit easier to get in. And so what we're going to do is spin the tool there it went. Now we don't have to have this one very long, because that is the return line. So the gas comes in through this hole and out through this hole. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to cut it off because in case I cut a hole in that, I don't want to lose suction. Put a fuel filter on it. Okay, so instead of putting that throttle under the underside, I'm going to put it on the top side. That just didn't seem right to me. And that should still do pretty good. Okay, so fuel should come up this one and down that one. Let's see. Yep. Alright, so I got my screws in there. Also, this has an O-ring. The old one does not have an O-ring. I checked back here and on the carburetor, so that would tell me that someone has had this carburetor off before, which might be why that throttle seemed like it was in the wrong position. I was just checking to make sure that the throttle was going to work. So now we'll put our gasket in before somebody screams at me, "You forgot the gasket!" There's the gasket. Okay, so let's put in a new spark plug. We'll gap it from 25 to 30. Put in a new air filter. All right, let's give it a start. Okay, so it seemed to have started and ran a little bit. Had to warm it up. Had a problem with the camera, so it didn't really get a good video of it running, but regardless, it's running. So if you click this up next box, it'll take you to a video where I was working on something. So I hope this video helps you work on your equipment under the shade tree. Thanks for watching.